Streaming on the internet. What a wonderful thing it is to do. What a wonderful thing it is to do with you,
Aww.
my dearest of friends.
Aw, Pat.
AF, Allegra Frank.
PG. I don't remember what your real name is.
God damn it. You gotta stay close to that microphone, AF. Hi, everybody.
Put it in my mouth.
Welcome to The Void. This is the game, the series that we call the baseball game.
It is a game.
It is a game, I guess. Ranking things can be sort of a game.
Mm-hmm.
There are engineer Cody Thomas is here again, and he's making a ruckus.
Engineer Cody Thomas is my beautiful son, and Pat is like the dad who regrets having him. He's so angry at him all the time.
It's fun. Like, it's an experience like I never thought I would have, because like I don't have kids, and I don't think I'm gonna have kids, but I've had a disappointed father, so like it's a cool sort of role play to sort of have somebody who I can look at and say, like, you know what, that is who I'd be disappointed in.
And that's Thomas. Thomas is your Pat.
Hi everybody. I hope you're excited for the weekend. Let's get this started. So we were told by our social media manager Ashley O that our thumbnail for this video is misleading because both of us hate Crash Bandicoot. And I think we should probably admit that right now that is true. That
hate him.
Neither one of us is a big Crash fan. I think we both sort of find him aesthetically repulsive. Before we get into watching these videos, Allegra, can you sort of break down your grievances with Crash Bandicoot for me?
I hate his jorts, first and foremost.
Okay.
I don't appreciate his complete silence, which maybe is hypocritical as a Nintendo fan, because like Link doesn't talk, but everyone else in the Crash world talks, and I feel like the only redeeming thing Crash could have is being like a cool, hip, funny 90s mascot, but he doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
He has no personality.
It's a weird thing. So I was actually talking to the devs of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy about how much Crash sucks. No, I'm kidding. I was talking to them about the weird effect that those 90s ads where the guy was in the Crash Bandicoot suit had on the game, because like that for a lot of people is the canonical representation of Crash, is like this funny sort of snide dude in a mascot suit. But then you play the games and he just kind of, his whole thing is just looking behind him.
Yeah.
That's the thing that he does.
Yeah, literally that's all he does.
Okay, so all right, I am sorry. I'm sorry that this one's we're gonna go a little more negative than we normally go, but we're also gonna like try to get back into the sort of filmic aspects of the baseball game, because that's where our roots are. So we're really gonna look hard at the shots and the decisions that the filmmakers at Naughty Dog were making when they launched these games. So let's get rolling.
Wait, did you call them the filmmakers at Naughty Dog?
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what they are.
People are telling us, folks in the chat are saying, stop bullying the Banda Boy. Lane is a Crash fan. Anthony says that Crash wears Kevin Smith jorts and they're the best.
He does. He wears Kevin Smith jorts.
Ashley says if we hate him so much, don't stream his intros. Ashley, we're sorry.
I'm not sorry. This is our show.
Okay, so this is Crash Bandicoot from 1996. So first establishing shot there right away of obviously an evil spire. And these are some interesting camera movements as we pan down.
Yeah.
And there's the reveal of our villain. Actually, you know what? Not too bad. Some subtle storytelling. Right away we meet Crash. He's being experimented on. Then in that wide shot we see that he is not the only animal that's being experimented on in this reality.
Yeah, I think this is actually pretty good for an establishing shot, but the camera is so active. Like, it's a restless camera, which I think feels very 90s action movie to me, but like very low budget 90s action movie. Okay.
So that was it right there. So let's go ahead and pause.
Yeah.
And
do you want me to take this so you aren't double keyboarding?
Yeah,
okay.
I've got two keyboards here. So let's talk about that first intro. I think, like you said, a lot of stuff symptomatic of 1990s Michael Bay filmmaking, a lot of trying to squeeze extra interest out of shots by moving the camera. In this case, maybe it's they've got this amazing 3D technology. This is 1996. the PlayStation is new on the market, and I think they're really trying to use what brought them to the dance, which is moving cameras through three-dimensional space. But I think for the storytelling, doesn't help us a lot. I think most of those shots could have been sort of tastefully framed still shots.
Yes. Also, the fact that it has this omnipresent narration on top of it makes it even more distracting. Like, I feel like there's just so much movement going on, both like sonically and visually, that it really does take me back to like something that would be on MST3K or something, like a really cheap, crappy action movie.
Yeah, so let's get our ranking started. Well, I have to agree with you. Sorry, I don't want to steamroll your point there. Yes, it's crap.
You're just like, anyway, moving on.
Moving on from the thing you were saying to the interesting thing I'm going to say. Let's get our ranking going. Now, if you're in the chat, you can follow along our ranking Trello board. I will post that one more time in the chat, where we will be ranking these live. So there you go. You can follow along. I am going to so far we have Crash Bandicoot, the original. And that is both the best and the worst one we've seen so far.
Yeah.
So we will get into deliberations after we watch the introduction for 1997's Crash Bandicoot 2, Wrath of Cortex. Now, before we get rolling on this one,
called.
Sorry, Cortex Strikes Back.
That's right there.
It's Friday. So this game is only a year after the previous one, which means they probably got right to work on it. Allegra, do you think they had time to learn much about visual storytelling between these two titles?
That seems like a lot to learn in 12 months. So I am not optimistic about that, but I guess we shall see. Okay, I'm going to press play.
Okay, so very jarring for a first shot.
Wow, and then quick cut to black. Interesting. So it really started like in medias res, but then I appreciate this like fade to black cut away to a completely different setting, because this is very disorienting.
Okay, I'm very disoriented.
Yeah.
I feel like I was supposed to have gotten something from that I didn't.
It really presupposes like existing knowledge of Crash. Like it does not try and set you up at all.
Okay, so
look, that camera's doing the same thing again.
I'd say the camera movements are a bit more tasteful this time.
Yeah, we are getting these more static
shots.
Got
a nice full shot of
and the staging is interesting. Look, he's a little bit off center.
He's off center, yeah, to sort of maybe reflect that his soul, his morality is off center. And this time we get a nice establishing shot of Crash chilling out.
Yeah, nice crane shot down.
Crane out, which I don't know if it's necessary after the crane in. Doesn't really tell us anything more. And here we do see something interesting, which is a direct transition into gameplay, which was not entirely common in the era. So Crash Bandicoot 2, I feel like they have their legs under them. I feel like they have their jorts under them a little bit more than they did in the first one.
But I think it's like minimal. It's a little bit minimal. Like I think they did learn, okay, we don't need to just have this camera zooming around because everyone is more familiar with the 3D space now. Like it's not as novel. And I think the fact that they are starting extremely in the middle of things, though, like I feel like that was an attempt at doing something different that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at Flip Wizard McGee in the chat saying it's just the rule of thirds, Pat. Don't read into it, which is true. That's just all it was. I'm sorry. If it was a Dutch angle, perhaps my thing on it being unsettling there might be something to it, but yeah, you're right there.
But yeah, so I think they are learning a little bit, but also the fact that, this probably went immediately into production afterward if it wasn't concurrently in production, which I'm kind of getting the sense that it was based off the fact that like there's no setup at all. Like I can totally imagine them just making the games like one after another immediately and then just like chopping them in half.
Kind of like a like a Harry Potter type of thing. Like they've only got Crash for so long before he gets too old or becomes like maybe he's like a chimpanzee, and if he gets past a certain age, he'll become too violent to work with. So they're like, we got to get all these Crash games done really quickly.
Oh man, or like a movie starring like an animal, like Air Bud or something.
Yeah.
Just the dog might die.
Well, multiple Crash theories. That's a thing I don't know if we've discussed. Maybe there have been multiple crashes over the course of these games, because obviously a Bandicoot isn't going to live as long as this series.
the original Crash Bandicoot is dead. A conspiracy theory 1 out of 250.
Yeah. Thread closed. Okay, let's get rolling.
Oh, we should rank that.
Chris says Crash fucked my wife. I'm sorry, Chris.
Wait, can you do your woke silly
No.
version and say that?
No.
We were just talking about that.
That's
not ready for
This is the
debut.
baseball game, but that is too inside baseball. Okay, Crash Bandicoot 2, and that was called something Revenge of Cortex.
It wasn't, but I'm not going to correct you.
Cortex Strikes Back. Thank you, Engineer Thomas Cody.
Okay, do you like that better?
That was better, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely better.
So while I'm typing this up, tell me what you know so far about the character of Cortex.
I know he's a bad dude, but
Okay.
I feel like Crash 2 was starting to set up a redemption arc.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I just feel like his gazing longingly out the window, starting from behind him, you know, like, it just made him seem more vulnerable. I feel like seeing the back of a person in film often is, like, a sign of vulnerability.
I don't know. It can also be an imposing thing. Most of Darth Vader shots that we see in the original Star Wars film are him from behind.
That's true. But, like, the camera was level with
That's true.
Cortex, so he's not a big dude.
It was actually a little bit above him.
Very, very slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't look like a big guy. Like, he's not threatening at all. So I would be curious to see if he continues his evil ways or not.
Yeah, well, let's find out in the introduction to Crash Bandicoot Warped from 1998.
Okay.
Maureen says Cortex looks like Lenin.
He does.
All right, so we got that space intro. Okay, so having seen the previous games, I know that
This is following the same cinematic formula as the last one.
Sure.
Exactly the same.
Yep, there we go.
Literally the same. Like, it was like someone falling out of the sky, quick cut to establishing shot.
Oh,
fade to
hang
black.
on, back
Oh,
up.
here's your boy.
No, I want to back up a little bit further because we just saw one of Peter Jackson's favorite
you
filmic
did, kid.
techniques. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
You missed it. Who
Rewind that.
innovated this? Like, I've seen it before. Jaws. It was so Engineer Cody Thomas is telling us that this in fact was a Spielberg effect in Jaws. Hang on, let's see for our when we see Uka Uka. You see that? You see the foreshortening or the extending of the background. That's
Hold on, wait. Okay, we're gonna watch this again. Oh,
You see that?
Yeah.
So that's an effect that happens when you are moving a camera towards something while zooming out, or vice versa. You're messing with your depth of field to
Yeah.
shrink or expand it. So that's actually pretty cool that they're able to pull that off on a 1998 PlayStation. Now I'm kind of like genuinely curious how they did that.
We're just gonna not ever get past this part.
I guess they could just be like messing with the field of view and pushing the camera.
Let's see.
FOV slider. Good stuff. Okay, moving on.
That was cool. So, like, every single iteration of Crash, they're trying new things, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. Although now they're just holding on this shot. Which was
Maybe a
kind of
little too long.
A little too long, I think. That needed an edit.
Okay, that's an interesting reflection there because the time when we see Crash in this, sorry, pause real quickly. We've got a lot to cover here. When we see Crash for the first time in Crash Bandicoot 2, it's a gentle sort of spinning descent crane shot. In that one, it was ascending once again. So a little bit of
Mirroring.
visual parody between the games
Yeah,
there.
I like that. Okay, now here's our guy.
Oh, sorry, Aggressive Galaxy saying Hitchcock did that first.
Yeah. Oh, Vertigo. Yes. Okay. Yes. That's at the beginning of Vertigo when he is experiencing vertigo and then he falls off the chair. Okay. Again, we're seeing Cortex from the back, and he's always like a little.
He's
bit
on his
off
knees,
center.
actually.
Yeah. So I think he just seems like weakened with every subsequent intro, which is why I really feel like they're setting up a redemption arc here. Like, he's begging for help. We're bringing in another villain now.
And here we're seeing still some gentle movement of the camera, but
Yeah.
not the same sort of aggressive panning
Yeah.
and dollying that we were in the intro for the first one.
They really toned it down.
Some interesting lighting going on here. We don't get to see all of Aku Aku's face. Oh, some more interesting lighting work
Yeah,
there as the
very.
villain stepped out from the shadow.
Yeah. It's kind of blunt. They could have like eased out of that shadow a little
Yeah.
bit, but
And maybe a little too much exposition for the beginning of a Crash Bandicoot game.
this is like 4 times longer than the previous 2.
Yeah.
Look at freaking Crash. Like, this is my problem with him. What is he smiling
Yeah,
about?
what is he bringing to this?
What does he bring to the table? And how did they get here? So this is so expository, but then there are already like huge plot holes, which on a storytelling front seems like a failure to me. Because I already have questions.
Yeah. God, they just keep going with this exposition.
Yeah. God, I
Good
cannot
luck.
stand Crash.
Okay, let's give that a pause. So how do you feel that one stands up to the previous intros that we've seen?
I really think that was an improvement because yes, there was that Hitchcockian effect, that vertiginous effect, which which I think was really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciated the continuous slowing down of the camera. I really do like how they're establishing that Cortex maybe is on his way to becoming on the good side of things.
Yeah.
I think the Crash scenes could use some work aside from the cool Vertigo thing with Aku Aku.
I feel like maybe just get rid of Crash.
I think get rid of Crash would definitely solve the problems. He definitely detracts. Like, all of my problems consist of Crash. Like, every time he's on screen.
Yeah.
That's when I get mad.
Now let's take a look at Crash Team Racing from 1999.
Where are we ranking that?
Oh, I feel like that was the best one we've seen so far. I feel like it went a little heavy on exposition.
Yeah, it's very long.
But they're Naughty Dog, the filmmakers at Naughty Dog were really finding their voice with that one.
Yeah, they're finding their footing. They're
Yeah.
becoming better storytellers. And now here's the only good Crash game. And I want to be on record for that. This is the only good Crash game.
I haven't played it.
All the other ones can just go in the toilet. Crash Team Racing. So as a spin-off, we should expect this to be a little bit different.
Okay, so very expressive camera work. Actually, they're picking up details like the blades of grass.
Yeah. Also, the camera started really low. It usually starts really
Right.
high.
So here's a nice dramatic shot behind this character. Not much of a reveal there.
Yeah. It's not super subtle.
Then again, the bobbing of the camera does sort of give the impression of, a zero gravity environment.
Yeah. It's a really good illusion of movement here. Like, it feels not forced. They're always into these, like, these 180-degree movements. These lateral movements.
Well, the Matrix had just come out at this point, so
Trying to do a Wachowski thing.
yeah. Okay, classic shot, pan down from a mothership to Earth, spaceship fading into the horizon.
That was really long.
Yeah,
They held really long on that.
they did. I think they needed to let it sink in for us. The stakes needed to be clear. And
Yeah.
these are some great little establishing shots. We're learning a little bit about each of these characters and how they take care of their cars.
I mean, again, it's just sort of like apropos of nothing. There's no
I
establishment here.
I love
Yes.
this gag that he's reading an upside down book labeled
We
"How
both
to Drive."
legitimately, we were watching this the other night, and we both legitimately laughed at that. Like, not ironically. Like, we were both like, oh, that's funny.
Good. All right, there's Cortex looking evil once again, doing his mad scientist
I liked
thing.
that camera movement.
Yeah, I think it said a lot about Cortex.
Also, he's always on the side of the frame. It's really interesting.
And once again, there's Crash
We're
being
always-
completely useless.
And we always see him from above because he's always on his freaking back.
He's always
asleep.
disempowered.
Yes. The game is fully aware of how useless and uninteresting he is. Like, his establishing shot was literally him unconscious because he has nothing to contribute.
So how do you feel about that one? I feel like that was pretty good.
I liked 3 better.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is like showing, okay, they're learning some techniques. And obviously, storytelling wise, there isn't as much going on here because it's just a kart game.
Yeah.
But
I feel like they still did a good job fleshing out why these characters are going to
Yeah.
be racing.
Yes. I definitely agree with you that the establishing shots were cool. And I also like that little polar bear gag. It's cute.
Yeah, it's a good gag.
Yeah, it's funny.
So, where do you want to put that one in our ranking?
I'd put it under 3.
Okay. Crash Team. That was Crash Team Racing.
Crash Bandicoot Team Racing.
Crash Bandicoot's Team Racing.
Team Racings.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking in on the chat to see how people feel about the ranking so far. Rachel says it does have a good story for a driving game. Oh, yeah, that kind of makes me feel bad. Kemuro Tetsu says Crash was a test subject. Let him be happy. That's true. The very first thing that we see in Crash Bandicoot is him being like raised into this horrific test chamber.
Do you think he was lobotomized? And that's why he's like never saying anything and his tongue's always hanging out?
I mean, no, it could. So, I mean, maybe it's like a thing where, I don't know, maybe they gave him some fraction of the consciousness of a human being, but like it didn't fully implant on his Bandicoot brain. So he's like still like 70% Bandicoot with like maybe enough humanity to recognize what he's become.
Wait, so what about Coco? Was she also experimented on? Is she like the successful test subject?
Oh shit! Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Because she also is like fully clothed.
She can use a computer.
She has a computer. She's clearly intelligent.
She talks.
But also in the first Crash, he has his sexy girlfriend, who's also a Bandicoot.
And what does she see in him? Because obviously it's not like conversation skills.
I mean, maybe there's something hidden under those jorts.
Yeah,
Pat.
maybe there's a reason those jorts go down to the ankle.
I feel so disgusting now. Okay, let's leave the porking with Persona where it belongs.
Yep. So Crash Bash from 2000.
Okay. I think this is a party game. So I remember my cousin was a huge Crash Bandicoot fan, and this was the only Crash Bandicoot game he didn't own, and he would always bring that up, and he was so mad about it. He was so angry. So I've never seen this one, except when we watched it the other day.
Yeah, so here's Aku Aku again.
I really cannot stand Uka Uka or Aku Aku. We've talked about the dichotomy between them that we are not fans of.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
So here we just, we saw something interesting. I don't know if this was handed away from Naughty Dog at this point, but it seems like a lot of the knowledge that they've been accumulating over the previous games is sort of evaporating, because I've seen several times them breaking the 180-degree rule. Mm-hmm. Like we'll see Uka Uka from one side, and then we'll see him from the other side.
Yeah.
And it's sort of jarring and confusing.
It feels kind of lazy. Like this whole thing actually feels sort of lazy compared to the last one.
This looks significantly worse than...
Right? It looks worse.
I'm going to do a quick confirm that this is not a Naughty Dog game.
Yeah, it could be...
It's not. This is not a Naughty Dog game. But we're getting in... So a nice little pan across the characters. Dramatic zoom in.
God, look at Coco. I mean, they were kind of copying some of the Naughty Dog classic techniques of like...
The Naughty Dog classic techniques,
classic Naughty Dog techniques with the, the panning around, like the constant camera movement. But the rest of this feels very static in a very un-Naughty Dog kind of way, but it feels lazy to me. Mm-hmm. Like it feels like they just are not inspired. Is that it? That was it.
I'm thinking more like Crash Trash.
Mm-hmm. Good one, Pat. That was a good goof.
So,
yeah, it was crap.
Do we agree that Crap
Bash.
Crash Bash is our lowest ranked one so far?
Crotch.
Krach.
Krach.
Krach. Sorry.
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
RJ says that the 180-degree rule is not absolute. And I agree, you can do some very interesting stuff violating it.
There's some interesting experimental film, but I don't think that was experimental.
I don't think that was experimental. I think that was sloppy.
Now I'm imagining like a Chris Marker film style Crash Bandicoot, which would be really, really funny with just like random illustrations and then Cortex's narration over top of it. Okay.
We should do it. Let's make it. Max L says this is a visual attack, which I think is a good way to describe it.
It is literally an attack on the eyes, especially aesthetically. Oh, God.
Yeah. I think the sequel to this series, the baseball game where we analyze these cutscenes from 15-plus-year-old video games, We should do a documentary series where we find the people who made them and hold them accountable by our unrealistic modern standards. By like our like.
I want you to call up the Crash devs again
Yeah.
and just like interrogate them about breaking the 180-degree rule. Just like show them the evidence. Like, were you aware of how you broke the 180-degree rule in this scene?
I mean, I'm not saying it's an absolute rule, but like, what did doing that tell me about the relationship between Uka Uka and Aku Aku? Perhaps, actually, maybe it did tell us something. Maybe it told us something that they're more similar than we think.
Maybe.
But we'll see in Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex.
You're always hesitating. Like you're having trouble reading the logos. I know it's Friday, don't worry. Okay, this is definitely a different console gen. This looks way better, dude.
Yeah, this is obviously a jump to PlayStation 2.
Wow. Like he's unrecognizable. Whoa. Did you see that shake?
Yeah.
That felt like a mistake that they left in.
They bumped the camera.
The cameraman was not paying attention and bumped it. Okay, this feels, again, lazy to me. It's interesting because one of our problems was that the camera was way too dynamic before, but I think they learned how to balance it, like in Crash 3 and Crash 2, but now it's just like really static camera in a really bland way.
Enough excuses. You 5 idiots need to come up with one good plan.
It's like they're focusing on the exposition, like they thought the cinematic techniques were distracting from this very interesting and important story.
Yeah, can you close the ad for Hello Neighbor, please?
Yeah, we don't want to promote anything. Okay.
Haven't you been tinkering with some kind of new secret weapon in your
Like, dude, this is so boring.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Dr. Cortex?
I wish the camera was
Whoa!
floating
Did you
around.
see that cut?
No, I didn't see that.
Back
cut.
it up. Let's take a look at that cut one more time.
Okay.
Jarring. I mean, like, again, film rules are meant to be broken, but let's take.
Dr. Cortex?
Did you see that?
Yeah, what?
Secret weapon you've been
That was a terrible edit.
That's a bad edit.
A really bad edit.
This is Philistines.
Some plebeian editing here. Literally a first-time editor was working on this one.
Chip Potato says that Wrath of Cortex is the ugliest Crash game, to be quite honest.
It's very, very, very ugly. And that was just a really badly staged shot where that guy sitting next to him was like 75% on screen and 25% they just cut off. See?
Yeah, there's that guy's arm. It's a Pat situation there. Just arm.
God, this feels like a first-time director who was like, I don't know what to do. Let's just move the camera a little bit, maybe.
And they've got the driving music under it to make us like a little more interested in the exposition. But this is ruthless exposition. This is like a 3-minute scene now. Oh, that's a good shot, though. No,
That's
it's not.
fine. Yeah, that was a good way to
Okay.
end that.
And now we've got some actual motion here. We see Coco.
This is the first Crash game that starts with Crash not asleep.
All right. He's getting a little more extreme.
Like, this is what I imagine Crash Bandicoot to be, like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Is that Aku Aku?
Yeah.
He looks so bad. Look at his nose. Oh, you were talking about that. His nose looks so bad.
Okay, I like these shots. This almost looks like it was handled by a completely different team. Is this a different game?
This is the same game.
This is so dynamic. Did you see that shot like where it
Yeah.
panned to the volcano, then it panned to the sky?
Yeah, that was great. This is really good. Maybe it's like 2 units,
Yeah.
like a 2-unit direction thing.
Yeah.
And that was the second unit team
Yep.
that doesn't know what they're doing. Maybe that was reshoots.
I'll meet up with you later.
Wow. Now, this was a good establishing shot. That was a really good establishing shot.
Once again, we got another of these meetings between Aku Aku and Uka Uka.
Kind of diabolical scheme.
This feels like a classic Crash
Yeah, we're back.
scene.
Got some subtle camera movement. We got a slow push here. Nice close up. Another good shot there. Camera's pulling out to make room for these extra characters that are being revealed.
Yeah.
We're seeing him from above, so he's somewhat disempowered.
Yes.
The last time they were free, so they were
That is actually a really good note, and we always see him a little bit from below. So we are in the position to feel threatened by Uka Uka here. And I will say Uka Uka
think
is
it's
actually
Aku Aku.
very scary. That's Aku Aku.
Is
But
it?
Uka Uka. Yeah.
Okay.
Uka Uka is actually legitimately scary to me. All
Again,
of these guys.
maybe lingering a little too long on these
Yeah.
characters.
Very, very expository. But this is immediately more engrossing to me.
What the hell was up with that opening scene, man?
It was so long. What
It
did
was
that have to
so
do with
long and it
anything?
was bad.
Maybe that was the wrath of Cortex, the wrath that he's inflicting upon the viewers.
Crash, Coco, it is just as I feared. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have freed a group of destructive masks known as the Elementals.
I'm actually like, I'm enraptured. Like, I want to know what's
Yeah.
going on.
And all of its inhabitants.
Have you noticed that they never have really like reaction shots? That was one.
That was one
but
of
it's
our
always like when someone's done
But
talking.
look
Oh,
at
here's one.
that emotion on the. Okay, so we're finally getting a little something something
Yeah.
from Crash when it comes
Okay.
to.
This is actually a well-constructed scene. We are getting some reaction shots.
Yeah.
Coco, what is the status of the new portal chamber you've been working on?
Okay, that camera movement seemed off.
Chill out a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you see the girlfriend
Yeah.
via cameo?
Yeah.
it's the ideal opportunity to test it. We must hurry.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, okay, that's good. This is going to be a tough one to rate because it's had some high highs, but it's also had some extremely low lows.
It's literally like 4 different movies.
Yeah. And it's very fucking long. A little more emotion from Crash there. That's nice to see. Coco's in her element. She's in.
Okay, you were mentioning this is like in a post-Matrix world, and I'm getting that sense
Yeah.
with the more sci-fi elements here.
The odds in our favor.
Me? I'm useless. Okay, that's gonna be a difficult one to rate.
Yeah, I'm so lost on how to even assess that one.
God. Let's take a look at our ranking. What was that one called? That was Wrath of Cortex. Christ, that was long.
Like, I literally feel so tired now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 4 different movies. I would say the first segment was the worst
The
thing
worst that we've seen.
The second segment was pretty good. That was really
Yeah.
good. That was the best part.
Yeah. So here's my thinking. It's better than Crash Bash. It's better than Krach Bash. I'd say it's better than the first Crash Bandicoot.
Oh,
It had
yeah.
higher highs.
Yeah.
But I feel like ranking it above Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, we can't really do just because that opening was just so filthy and uninspired.
Filthy. That opening was also like 40% of the whole intro.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to go ahead.
So, yeah.
You want that right underneath Crash Bandicoot
Yeah,
2?
I think that's good.
And once again, I'm going to drop this link in the chat so you can follow along with our live ranking. There you go, friends.
People are saying Crash doesn't deserve a neck.
Oh boy. All right, let's keep going, I guess.
Yeah. You guess. What if we just stopped now? I would feel so much better. Okay, here's Crash Nitro Kart. I think this was a handheld game.
So nice Shrek-esque opening shot.
Yes.
Slow zoom in
Oh
on
my
his
god, it's so
swamp.
Shrek. This is like 2 years post Shrek. And they're probably learning, like, that's how you do a mascot, like an unlikable fool.
Yeah. Okay, so once again, our first shot of Crash was
Mm-hmm.
him sleeping.
Back to his roots.
So this is their first move into what appear to be pre-rendered cutscenes.
Yeah.
Pre-rendered cutscenes. That's not sunlight. Chris says that Crash will stand on our graves one day.
Ooh, look at that.
That was
Coming
a
up
nice
from
classic.
the
Yep.
ground.
Some nice foreground elements.
I like
Perhaps
this.
unnecessary crossfade there.
No, I like that.
Okay.
Showing the height. Wow, look at that scale.
Here
that
we go.
was
And now we've got
good.
some depth of field, too. And I guess we're going to get a push focus here in a second to our character in the background.
Gonna rack some focus.
See, there
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, I love
Called
a
it.
good rack focus.
Love.
Love to rack focus. Cortex looks so bad pre-rendered.
I was just kind of thinking I kind of like him. He kind of looks like a weird little claymation character.
I actually like this art style a lot more.
Yeah.
Liked that. Nice pan down.
Good gag.
Nice physical humor. They're really experimenting with lighting. I'm not sure it's successful.
I like that.
That I like, yes. But when they shine on the characters, they just look really blown out in a very unappealing way.
Oxhorn says everyone in this game looks sick,
They do.
which is kind of true.
Whoa. Oh my God. Look at this 360
There
degree.
we go. That's
Really giving us a sense of depth or like the scale of how many people are there.
dramatic pull out.
Yeah, very
Wonderful.
dramatic. And then pull
right
back
And it's not,
in.
that was weird though.
That was a really
I wonder
weird
if there was like a
fade.
tutorial screen there or something that they had to
Yeah.
cut out, or whether that was just their edit solution.
Nice, nice shot, reverse shot there.
And the clear framing. A little interesting to me that our good guys are on the right.
Yeah?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, in Latin, sinister means left.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think the good guys would be on the right.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. It's the left-hand path. If you're,
Yes.
yeah. Fuck this stupid video that we do every week. Why do we keep doing this?
That's good. This is my life, Pat.
No, I
Do not
actually
take
love
this
it a
from
lot.
me. I like this a lot. I like this staging.
Everybody keeps saying Shrek when they show the audience.
This is so Shrek-esque.
Is it though?
Yes.
How is this
This, makes,
Shrek-esque?
this looks like it could be a Shrek movie.
What the pause.
It's Shrek. It's so Shrek.
What is Shrek about it?
Like the opening was Shrek, and then going like, wasn't there a Shrek movie where he's in like an arena?
In the first Shrek, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally beat for beat Shrek.
No,
It is
it's
a
not.
remake of Shrek.
So many movies have arenas in them.
I don't know of any other arena movie
Star
beyond
Wars
Shrek.
Episode 2 had a
No.
very long arena
think
scene.
it-
Was that Shrek-esque?
I think that came after Shrek.
It's true, it did.
It did.
They got that. Can you pause, please?
It's
It wasn't
Oh,
a
I
second ago.
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We might have missed some important details
I
in
don't
Crash
think we did.
Twinsanity from 2004.
Okay, we're fine.
So it's in Allegra's film theory book, chapter 12 is on the influence of Shrek in modern film, and your thesis is that Shrek introduced the idea of having a scene take place in an arena. And
The fundamental quality of Shrek. That's how you know it's a Shrek movie.
did any of the other Shrek movies have arena scenes?
Probably. Listen, when I write my book, I will go back into it.
I will check when I write my book.
But I'm just talking about Shrek the first Shrek.
Wouldn't it be funny if they called it Shrek the First because they were just so confident that it was gonna
Yes.
be like,
They knew what they had.
what if it was like when somebody's gonna do like a really fucking long tweet storm, so they called it Shrek 1 out of 19.
1 out of question mark. Remember we were talking about Shrek facts that one time when Phil Kohler was here?
Yes.
And we were reading about how they literally
Yes.
threw out millions of dollars worth of work.
Because they recorded the entire movie with Mike Myers not doing the Scottish accent.
And then he's like, no, I want to try this again, but the entire thing in a Scottish accent now. And they literally threw out everything else and spent
Everything.
another $3 million to do that.
Making Shrek Scottish.
No one asked him to do that.
And remember his reasoning?
No.
You
I don't remember his reason. What was his
Mike
reason?
Myers' reasoning was that Shrek was a film about class struggle. So he needed the character to have like a working class accent, and he thought Scottish exemplified that.
And it took him literally months of voiceover recording to realize that.
He did the whole movie as just regular Mike Myers, I assume. Wait, do you think he was doing like a regular British voice?
A British voice?
Yeah.
No, I think he did like an American accent, like his or Canadian, because he's Canadian. I feel like he did his standard accent. His Austin.
He did the whole thing in his
I like
Austin
that you
Powers
said
voice.
his, like a British accent as if his standard voice is Austin Powers.
No, that's an Austin Powers voice. That's not a British accent. No, but because the class struggle thing could make sense. Because he's a corny guy. He likes doing accents and voice for his characters. So like he could have done the whole thing in an English accent because it's like an old timey fairy tale. And then he's looking at it and he's like, oh, this is interesting. Like a lot of people associate an English accent. Great news, everybody. The newest Windows feature update is here. Can you snooze that, please? And he's like saying, people think of British accents as snooty. I'm going to get in there and go Scottish because like maybe British people are racist against the Scots, which I think they kind of are.
That's actually really interesting.
I think they think of them as low class. So I think the re-recording of all of those lines would make sense if the original recording was a British accent.
I really want us to co-author a book on Shrek now.
Let's write a book about Shrek, and let's call it "Let's Talk About Shrek, Baby." Can we get back to Crash, please?
Begrudgingly. Wait, where do we put Crash Nitro Kart?
Oh shit. 1 second, let me make a card for it. That wasn't great. I don't know. I would put it above Crash Bandicoot, but below Wrath of Cortex.
Really?
No,
Below Wrath of Cortex?
it was better
dude.
than Wrath of Cortex. Yeah, okay.
It's definitely top fiver.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So here is Crash Twinsanity. Okay.
Sorry. JJ says, behave, Shrek. It's his favorite line from Shrek. Okay, so this is 3 years ago, where Aku and
I think that's
Cortex were
lingering a
frozen.
little too long.
Well, we're getting a reveal of this island, which might be
I mean, just like the 3 years
Wumpa
ago part.
Islands. Yeah.
God, go.
Super widescreen on this one. That is
Yeah.
a dramatic shot. Oh,
Yeah, we're real close now. Got to focus on that detail. Good POV shot.
yeah.
Oh, shoot. I like that shadow.
Yeah, using the shadow for a dramatic effect there. Very, very German impressionistic, you know, like was it-
Caligari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that movie. Oh my, I remember this one now.
Yeah.
This is when I think I tagged out. Oh shoot, is that it?
So the thing that we were watching was we were watching the full intro of that.
Oh, should we watch that?
No, let's not.
It was so
Because
bad.
that doesn't count as the opening title because then it starts interspersing those with the tutorial segments.
Yeah, God, that was so bad though. It was like all of Cortex like in drag.
Eli Couch in the chat says he considered murder when he was flipping through the different settings on his phone. I know his phone has gun. He's like, yeah, there's just sleep, there's happy, and there's murder. He went to murder and then he stepped back, which I think ties into the thing you were talking about earlier, which is sort of his redemption arc. Because if he was truly a monster, if he was truly the monster that he wants the world to think he is, he just would have killed Crash's sister there.
Yeah, he could have. He very easily could have.
Yeah.
I find Cortex very fascinating. But I didn't like that turn there with like the abrupt ending. I thought that was just sort of,
Yeah.
as I
Again-
often say, it's the foreplay and none of the action.
Okay, come on. We were done with that. We're done with that. We left that in the Persona stream.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the POV shots were really interesting. There were
Yeah.
a lot of them. It was weird that they were aligning us with Cortex.
With Cortex, they were putting us inside the eyes of Cortex, sort of inside the eyes of a killer. Or a person who could have been a killer but chose not to be.
Yes, which is why I think Cortex is psychologically the most interesting character. And now we're finally in his head,
Yeah, we're in there.
which is where I want to be.
Let's keep going.
Okay, we have to rank that.
I just had one of the moments where, what was the last one that we did where we got really tired? Was it Sonic?
That one was really long. It was
We
Sonic.
got really tired partway through, and it just started to sink in what we were doing a little bit. And I'm having one of those moments now, Allegra.
Every time we do this, you get so sad, and I'm just like, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so go back to Trello. Where are we putting Crash Twinsanity?
I don't know. It kind of sucked.
I hated it.
It was
Better than Crash Bash.
Worse than Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bash. Yes.
Okay.
I'd agree with that. Okay, now here's another racing game, and I'm already excited about this because I don't know who these guys are.
So these are some brand new characters.
Yeah.
Let's get to know them.
So this is Crash Tag Team Racing.
Sorry about Leon.
The farewell race at Von Clutch's Motor World.
That's right, Chick Trader. On what might be the final day of operation, Von Clutch will surely have to turn out the lights on his
I love these guys.
Von Clutch, the deranged genius cyborg, has
But what I don't like, so obviously this is supposed to be like a newscast.
Yeah.
It's not adhering to the conventional newscast direction.
They're trying to have their cake and eat it too here a little bit.
Yes, yes, which is really breaking me out of the diegesis. Not a huge fan. Like, you wouldn't have that slow pan or quick pan. It was very quick.
Well, now that character who had a did I miss something? Because that chicken who had a pompadour a second ago,
His hair changed.
and I think there's some racist stereotypes happening.
in a high-stakes, no-holds
What? When did his hair change?
He had a pompadour. Then he had what can only be described as a pimp hat on, and then he had the dreadlocks.
What?
This is fucked up.
I'm so confused. Okay, well, we're
All
back.
right, we're back in.
to our-
We're back. We're back. We're getting some good
Okay.
action direction
Yeah,
here.
this is very action direction. Okay, you're gonna hate me for this.
Yeah.
This reminds me a little bit of Mad Max.
Because there's cars on a road. Once again, this is your framework.
I am the most reductive film viewer.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a car in a movie, I'm like, oh, this is based off
This
Mad
is
Max.
exactly like that Streetcar Named Desire. It's exactly like that.
Is this a sequel to Streetcar Named Desire? Because there's streetcars in it. God. I mean, I actually do like the direction of the action part.
Me too.
His hat again. What is this joke supposed to be? He had earrings. What?
Now he's got a what's that character's name? Carmina? No.
A Chiquita banana. A
Yeah,
little bit.
she had a name. Miranda, something Miranda.
Carmen Miranda.
Carmen Miranda.
Maybe.
Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. It was Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's always out there with a hat full
That
of
iconic
bananas.
Lin-Manuel headgear.
All right, that was vexing.
That's a perfect word for it. I did not like that newscast segment. I thought it was very confused. And I like the way you said it, have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
That was exactly what it was. I liked that Mad Max Fury Road homage. A little prescient there. Maybe Mad Max actually was a remake of Crash Tag Team Racing.
It's I guess it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
How many more of these?
We're almost done.
I'm so tired.
I
Oh my
know,
God.
it's okay. We have 5 minutes. And then we're going to get to the fun stuff. Okay, so go to Trello. Where are we
Oh,
putting
we gotta
this?
rank it. Yeah, fuck, we gotta rank it. I think that was fine. What was that called? Crash.
It was Crash Max Fury Road.
Thank you. Crash Max Fury Road by George Miller.
Yes, that was the full title. A feature film. I had a lot of problems with that. Please don't die. Oh,
Go on,
Pat.
Donnie.
No, I need you. I can't play the baseball game without you. It's not a solo game.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that more than Crash Bash. I like that more than the original Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And Twinsanity.
So do you feel like the fun little action segments of that, brief though they were, made up for the sort of confusing mess that was Wrath of Cortex? Do you think that was better than Wrath of Cortex, I guess is what I'm asking?
No, because I think I actually have the same problem as I
Yeah.
did with Wrath of Cortex, is that the majority of it was that horrible newscast part, which I hate.
Okay. That was not great, yeah. It was weird. Yeah, it was definitely a case where they're like, hey, let's go for this style, but let's not commit to it. I'm seeing something interesting here on the screen, which is that kind of looks like Crash. Pointing out, there's a little tummy there. You can see a little tummy. You can see
Yeah.
little eyes and a little nose and Crash's hair.
Oh yeah, it does. That's cool.
So maybe they'll do some interesting motion graphics design
Okay.
on this one.
So this is Crash of the Titans.
Some folks in the chat, Crab Person, sorry, Sydney saying Crash Max Furry Road.
Furry Road, damn it.
Oh,
That's
fuck,
good.
back this up. This looks dope.
Okay, backing it up. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Some shadow puppetry.
Yep. Okay, so there we see.
Oh.
Wow. Some
Huh.
legend making. They created Crash Bandicoot and they tried to put him to work.
Yeah, this is an origin story.
Yeah.
Who's that, though? We don't know who that is. This is very, like, old-timey cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow. And it would have been so easy to do, like, a cave painting thing and not have these different camera movements. But I like that. Look at that. Look at that editing. That quick cut. Like, it's still introducing some good camera techniques.
Yeah.
On this 2D plane.
This is actually really fucking good.
This is cool.
Oh.
Whoa. Wow. Okay, well, now this is crap.
Yeah. No, this is garbage. I fucking hate it. No, I'm kidding. It's still fun. Okay, so it is about a young Crash, maybe, and he's got weird tribal tattoos.
Long last, the world will have a way to recycle butter.
Huh.
Hey, that
Nope.
was a good one.
It's the Crash I know. Wow, he made a noise. That was the first time Crash has made a noise in the past 22
might be
minutes.
talking.
The purple thingy. Oh.
What?
So that's they had a decade to come up with a voice for Crash, and that's the one they came up with.
Yeah.
I'm back, babies. Surrender.
What? Who is that?
Make a sucker. Hey, genius. I can't actually hear you. I'm really far away, and I'm flying like a hovercraft or something.
I'm so confused.
We'll deal with them. I have been.
All these characters have been completely redesigned.
Yeah.
You don't even got a body.
So I'm confused where this fits canonically.
I think this might be a reboot.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, also, Coco wanted Crash to help, but how the heck? All he does is jump. How was he supposed to help with that?
I think maybe she meant like in general, like deal with this situation. I trust that you will. This Crash has a sort of different body shape to him too. Ooh, look at this delicious
Crab
crab fest.
Fest!
Let's take a minute. So this was sponsored by Red Lobster.
Oh, wait, it's...
Fuck. We're gonna lose that ad money. Red Lobster specifically told us to run the ad during the crash.
In the middle of it.
Yeah. Okay, that was not great.
It was really...
The opening was so
Disappointing.
strong.
The very beginning of that was really, really cool. But at the same time, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the story was at all.
Yeah. Like I feel like that intro gave us more of a look into the Crash mythos than anything we've seen so far, and then it sort of dropped us into this much less interesting world than the one it created.
I wish it had just stopped,
Yeah.
like, where it was.
I wish Crash would just stop.
Yeah. I'm very upset that we're only in 2008.
Should we change the thumbnail on this video so that people don't get mad that it says that we love Crash?
No.
Are you sure?
Because I'm learning to love some parts of Crash.
That's true. We are learning to appreciate some elements of the Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot.
It's not a full lie.
Yeah. So what was that one called?
I already forgot. Engineer Cody Thomas, what was that called?
Crash of the Titans.
Crash of the Titans.
Crash of the Titans.
How did you feel about that?
A really strong opening, sort of the opposite of Wrath of Cortex, which had an incredibly weak opening and then a fairly strong closing.
Yeah.
Very good first act in that one. Second act, not great.
The second act was at least briefer.
And it was more competent than the first half of Wrath of Cortex. I don't know. Would you put it right above Crash Wrath of Cortex? Perhaps.
I'd put it maybe even above Nitro Kart.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was really good animation.
Yeah, that opening was really, really rad.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, we're almost out of this hole. My good friend Patrick. Here is Mind Over Mutant. Oh, we're doing
2008.
this again.
Yeah, okay.
This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're learning where this character went.
Okay, if the original one was
Okay, so
like
this is a prequel, looks like.
a prequel of the last one.
No. Sorry, both of these games appear to be
Oh,
prequels.
both are prequels.
Because
Yeah.
wait, no, that doesn't seem. I don't know.
It's really hard to tell. That's the thing. Like, this is really aesthetically wonderful, but I
Yeah.
don't understand what the story is at all. Oh, but I guess we are learning about these machines that he makes that Crash was subjected to, I think. God. This is very, like, Looney Tunes, which is kind of cool. Or, like, Tex Avery. Okay.
Okay, so that's everything up until 2008. I think we're excluding any Skylanders stuff. Again, that was so. Here's how I feel about this. I feel like that was all of the stuff that was good about Crash of the Titans, with none of the stuff that was not as good. So I put it right above that.
I think that might have been my favorite one.
Yeah, what was that one called?
Crash Mind Over Mutant.
Mind over.
Although I
Mutant.
will say, I have no idea what the story is. Well, I guess I have a
do.
sense.
Yeah,
I have a
he
sense.
kicked his former partner to the curb. He got a new
Yeah.
one, and then he started mass manufacturing a product that appeared to be very dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
I
yeah.
think that sets the stage for some good action, beautiful visual storytelling. Don't really have much to critique that one on. It feels like they did a real good job with it. So let's review our ranking, and then let's look at a couple bonus items that we have queued up just for you. So our ranking from the bottom is Krach Bash, which was the worst. Crash Twinsanity, Crash Bandicoot, Crash Max Fury Road George Mueller, Crash of Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, Crash Nitro Kart, Crash of the Titans, Crash Mind Over Mutant, Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, Crash Team Racings. And in our number one spot, Crash Bandicoot 3, which I think had the best balance of...
Oh, wait, but what about this one? Was this Mind Over Mutant?
We just watched this. Yeah, it was a
Oh,
matter.
so it's our number 4.
Was that?
It's our number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we also have some special bonus features for you. Let's can you tab over to the let's do the second one first.
This guy?
Yeah. So this is the Japanese music video for Crash Bandicoot, and it has a really good dance.
So apparently this was a bonus at the end of Crash Bandicoot 2, the Japanese version.
And pay attention to the lyrics because they're really good.
Why is the mouse there? Why'd you freeze? Okay, there we go. Froze. We're good. I love this so much. The dance.
Okay, so it's
Okay, we have to pay attention to this
Yeah.
dance because we're trying to learn it.
we're gonna have to learn this dance.
In an abandoned place. Yes, yes,
Out
yes.
collecting apples for dinner. They're Wumpa fruit.
Crash have been everywhere.
Okay, there's the shimmy, the crotch chop, that again, the wiggle, and then the turnaround thing.
I like Crash's girlfriend here.
Oh, they say turn the sound up, you cowards. We're gonna do it.
But he's not a dog, but kinda like Crash, what the hell are you doing? I mean, there's a lot of truth to this video. God, I love that. I love that. This goes so many places. Yes, this place does look very nice. Damn. Look at all these ladies he's picking up in Japan.
Okay, they just repeated the first couple steps there.
Yeah, it's actually a lot less complicated than it seems. Okay, do that one, Pat. Can you do that
front
one?
flip?
Yeah.
I love that close up of the thrusting.
Oh, this part's in English.
It's the B part. It's the key change.
God. God. I feel like that was like a year in Crash's life or something.
Yeah. We got one more. And this one is a doozy.
Okay. I love that a lot.
So this is an advertisement for
Also Crash Bandicoot 2.
for Crash Bandicoot 2. I don't know. I don't think this. This is 3.5 minutes, so it didn't go out on TV. I'm wondering if it was like shown at E3 or if this was just a tape that was like sent to like distributors or something. Like Babbage's got a whole bunch of these tapes.
Babbage's, yeah.
And they're like, please stock our game, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back.
Just imagine walking into Babbage's in 1996 and they're just playing this forever. I would never leave.
God, yeah. Let's get rolling with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure the audio's up for this one.
All right.
Wow, that was intense. Woo! I just flew in from the new ruins level, and boy, are my arms tired. Thank you very much. That was funny stuff. Wow, funny stuff. Dog, did you see that?
Oh.
Hi, I'm Crash Bandicoot. The super marsupial, the wonder from down under. The
God, I
rocket with
love
the
it.
Pocket. You may remember me from my last adventure where I just, I don't know, saved the world.
Okay, sorry. Back it up to the beginning. I gotta turn the audio up. I'm sorry. The stream is way behind, so the monitoring is a little tough.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna be fairly silent for this.
Wow, that was intense. Woo! I just flew in from the new ruins level, and boy, are my arms tired. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was funny stuff. Wow, funny stuff. Dog, did you see that? Hi, I'm Crash Bandicoot. The super marsupial, the wonder from down under, the rocket with a pocket. You may remember me from my last adventure where I just, I don't know, saved the world. You're welcome. And now I have to do it again.
Can you move the mouse so the playhead will
Oh,
go away?
yeah.
Just in
Your
time to see
obscuring
my
review
new
of this perfect
digs.
crash.
Crash 2 is incredible. It's bigger, deeper, even wider. It has over 30 levels. It's absolutely and totally different than anything you've ever experienced. Check out these cool new moves. Whoa! Good thing I'm not wearing tight pants, because they would have ripped for sure. Woo! I also ride this cool jetpack and this most excellent jet ski. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Ha-ha! But what I really want is
The
Christmas.
chat is loving
Lots
this.
of Christmas. We need
I
those
look over
crystals
and the
more
first
than
thing I
ever
see is
because-
I want to die.
You smell something? It's not me.
Guts, this was real. This is
Smell a
real.
rat.
This is a real piece of promotional material for Crash Bandicoot 2, Revenge of
Oh, well,
Cortex.
it must
This
be my
makes me want to
imagination.
play it so bad.
Speaking of rats,
Which I can't
you know
say
the
for
mad
any
scientist
other
from the last
Crash-related
Crash
thing.
Bandicoot, Dr.
the
Neo
TV.
Cortex? He's back! Turns out he's a pretty nice guy. Went to one of those self-help seminars.
you.
Turned over a new leaf.
Cortex
He says
is a
he's gonna
nice
help me
guy.
out this time. Yeah, help me out. You know what I told him? Why don't you take a 12-step program off a 10-step pier? And his motley crew is back as well. His discombobulated buddy Dr. Embryo and Ripperoo.
God.
Someone said this was an
Plus, new guys
experimental
like
horror
the Komodo Brothers, Joe and Mel, Engine. And how about those fire-breathing dudes? Whoa, talk about bad breath. They must have eaten a barbecue for lunch. And check out these beautiful new levels. Oh, yuck! The sewer level. Okay, maybe this isn't so beautiful, but it sure is cool looking, huh? This is where I do other new moves, like wading through deep water, crawling on my belly like a reptile. You can even make me flop on my furry bandicoot belly.
Crawling on my belly like a reptile. Like, does he have no other frame of reference for moving around on your belly?
I mean, you can't do it alone. I am but one Bandicoot after
He's
all.
so uncomfortably
Wait till you
close.
see me swing like an ape from those pipes. I am not an animal. I am Crash Bandicoot. We can shred the slopes and the snow level. In fact, Crash 2 is such a big world, there are some places even I haven't seen yet. So I'm gonna scout ahead, mates, while you expand your horizons right here. Hey, take a good look around, mates, 'cause this is way better than the real world. Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Still only on PlayStation, 'cause PlayStation
need him to die now.
rules! Ha-ha!
Well,
You said the first thing you
Can you
said
pause
was
that, please?
the chat is loving this, and every time I look over, it's like, please stop, you're killing us.
so that's Crash Bandicoot, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out with me, Allegra.
Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm sorry that you were dying for most of that.
I feel revitalized, actually. Like that's
Yeah.
the kind of, that was a cold bucket of water.
That and the Japanese one.
That and the Japanese one
Yeah.
have restored my. Sorry, there's a thumbnail there for a Crash Bandicoot emerging from an egg in Jurassic Park, which I don't want to actually see. I don't.
No.
I have a feeling that's one of those like thumbnails that's way better than the video.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. So this is a live stream, obviously. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us and all of your comments and playing along with this. My arm is great, FYI, for folks who are asking. Your comments are appreciated and loved. At the end of the stream, they will be gone, like
will be
tears
gone.
in rain.
Yes.
But then this will become a video on demand, and what we would love for you to do is get on there and leave us ideas for games that we should do next time. What have we done so far, Allegra?
We did Persona, we did Sonic, we did Mario Sports, Mario
Everyone's
Party.
saying play the cartoon. Let's play the cartoon and just mute it
Okay.
so we can get out of here.
Oops. Shut up.
There you go, on full screen now. Let's get that full screen. Let's get a good view of the Crash Bandicoot cartoon in the background, and then I'm going to go ahead and loop it so that we don't have any more distracting videos come up.
Nice.
Great. Yeah. So we started off with the Mario sports games. We did the Mario Party games.
We did Kingdom Hearts
We did Sonic.
and Sonic and Persona.
Yeah. So if there's any games that have like a lot of installments that have intros that you'd like us to rank for you. Let us know once this switches over to a video on demand in the comments. We'll take a look and do something else. Let's keep away from TV and like anime for now. We want to keep it gaming focused. Yeah.
I want
So-
something that's not as bad as Crash Bandicoot also.
Okay.
That's my only request.
Yes. So just post something in the comments that is better than Crash Bandicoot.
Which
that is a
shouldn't be
challenge.
hard.
So yes, that's the overarching challenge for this video. Just in general, it doesn't even have to be a topic for the video. Just go into the comments and post something that is better than Crash Bandicoot, and we'll be for eternally grateful. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna end the stream, and we will see you very soon. Bye.